So again, the other thing to ask with the information you receive, and who does this belong to, or is this useful information?
Right.
Because the information still comes through a personality, and that personality is still being the messenger, right? And so for some people, depending on who you go for readings or whoever's intuiting, you'll get information that's skewed.
Right.
Skewed by their judgment, their perspective on life, all that kind of stuff, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And so often if you had a sense of, say, give this for an example, that someone has cancer in their body and that word comes to you and there's cancer, right? That's not anything that I would hand off, right? I'd like, okay, where's this coming from? What's this about? And if it's important enough, then there are ways to deliver that information.
Yeah.
Not the information, but an ability, a way to get them to move to go see a doctor, or, you know what I mean?
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
Because all you're picking up is in a moment in time. Their energy in that moment, right? And everyone's got cancer in their body.
That's right.
So whether it develops into something or not. So you see where I'm going with this?
Absolutely.
And that may be your fear. That is your fear. That you're going to be wrong. And so this is how you manage that kind of thing, right? Is to just kind of begin to discern and have your intent that you're going to go the highest place possible. You don't want it coming in from Joe Blow, right?
Exactly. Yep.
Entities just hanging around, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You want to be touching and with your, you want to have your higher self involved in this process, with this connected to source, and to be able to connect with their higher self, right? So that's the most ideal. Does that make sense?
That makes absolute sense. I love it. Yeah.
And as you're looking for circles to be in, know that, you'll know whether that teacher's for you or not. Someone else might say they're absolutely fabulous, but if something in your being goes, oh, this isn't sitting right with me, maybe do a couple of classes just to kind of see. But if it's not sitting, then just walk away from it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And find someone that resonates with you. Okay?
Sounds good. Yeah, thank you. Wow.
Yeah, that's it for that card. And the last card is beautiful. Divine guidance.
Ooh, I love it.
Yeah. So that's just this confirmation that we all have divine guidance.
Yes.
But this is specifically for you to understand that you have divine guidance. You're divinely guided in your life because you are connected to Source.
Yeah.
You're connected to everything there is. So it's just a matter of quieting yourself enough and getting out of the stuck places we can put ourselves, that pile of shit we can end up under of our own making. And find a way to lighten the load so that you can be more of who you are. Right?
Yeah.
So using the Access Consciousness clearing statements, but with no judgment about yourself, because it's just layers, right?
Yeah.
And do you remember hearing Gary say that? Because someone was asking about entity clearings. And can you still have them? And he said, yes, because it's all just layers.
Yeah.
And so it is with our own evolution on the planet. It's layers. So one layer gets removed, and so now you're ready to look at this, and you're ready to look at this. And you're at the point now where that moves pretty quickly. It doesn't, you're not going to be stuck any place very long unless you're in judgment of the place you found yourself in.
I love that word, judgment.
I know, but we judge ourselves so harshly.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Right. And I'm hearing, please, child, stop doing that. We do not judge you like that. Why would you judge yourself like that?
Yeah, wow, I'm getting really emotional.
Yeah. There is so much, and so I'm continuing, because the group's in here. So there's so much love for you, child, for the being that you are, the magic that you have created, the gifts that you've offered the world, and the world would not be the same without you. You've expanded the world beyond your imaginings. You've expanded the universes beyond your imaginings. You were not plunked down on the earth to be left all alone. You have support and guides and teachers with you, and people on the physical plane as well that will support you. And know that as you evolve as a being, that you will step into everything that you've desired. All the yearnings that you've had through your heart are yearning to be the you that we see, the you that we love, the you that we're in huge appreciation and gratitude, the you that brings so much joy to the world when you step out of judgment of who you be. You're like a small child with huge delight for the planet, and we look at that and we are in celebration of who you be. So, dear child, remember who you are, a magnificent child of light and love, period. We are not in judgment, and we would not see you in judgment.
Wow.
Okay. So there you go.
Thank you. Wow. Oh my goodness.
So that was the last card. Is there anything?
Beautiful card.
And a beautiful message too.
Oh, absolutely. Wow. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness.
Is there anything else you would like to discuss that may have come up around this, or?
Oh my goodness. No. I mean, after that, especially, it's like, I'm all good. It's like, that was like a lot of validation, a lot of love and support, and signposts that I am on the right path, I'm going the right way, and not to stop and keep doing what I'm doing and keep being who I'm being, but even more so. And that's what I try and be, and that's what I try and teach is, to let go of your judgments.
Yeah.
I say that to everybody else, but it's so much harder for yourself, right?
Yeah. Well, true. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not particularly about on the right path. You're on a path that you've chosen, and that path may veer. It may take off a little side trip and then come back. It's like allowing to be where it's going and not being invested in it looking a certain way.
Yeah.
Okay? Because the way that it turns out could be so much more.
Yeah.
So much more.
Yeah, because I would just be limited by my past and past experiences and so on, instead of the unlimited possibilities that are really out there.
Yeah, those two beautiful questions. How does it get better? What else is possible?
Mm-hmm.
No matter, I was speaking in front of a group, there's, how many boxes are you in a box? And most people will go, well, no. But say, if you were in a box, would your box look like a banged up cardboard box and all battered, or would it be a pretty box? And well, I'd be a pretty box, or I'd be, so you're still in a box.
Still in a box.
No matter how pretty it is. So we all place ourselves in boxes, but it's a question of like blowing out of those boxes or lifting the corner up and saying, oh, there's something else there. Sometimes we tippy toe into it. Sometimes we're dragging ourselves. But that's okay.
Sometimes you just jump in. Like, that's usually what I end up doing. I just jump in and then see what happens. And then I go for it. I coach other people not to jump in. I say take small steps, but I tend to jump in. But,
well,
and then I figure it out on the way.
But some people are small steps, need to take small steps, and some people need to dive in. It's like the energies are calling you to either just kind of test it out a little bit, or do you jump in? Your physical actions might suggest you jump in, but you've already been doing all this considering before you do that physical action.
True.
So you've still done that kind of, it's just yours looks different.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, because I do a lot of thinking beforehand before I even make any mention of anything, and then it just looks like I'm just jumping in. You're right.
Exactly. And other people don't do that thinking.
Mm-hmm.
So you've already been doing most of the work, and then you do to other people. Looks like, oh, I'm the same way. Oh, where'd that come from? Well, I've been musing about it for 6 months. I just didn't talk about it very much.
Exactly. That's exactly what I do, and people don't like that. But it's like that's the way I function. I think for a long time before, and then I make a decision, and by that point, when I decide something, they're like, "But we didn't talk about it." It's like I did. I talked about it with myself.
Yes. Or I did talk to you and you weren't listening.
Exactly.
Okay, great.
Oh, Linda, this was fantastic. I mean, what a gift you are. And what a blessing you've been to me today with this reading. It's honestly, it's been phenomenal.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you
so
so much.
It was beautiful, and it was like so bang on and right on, and exactly what I needed to hear. You know.
Lovely, lovely. Well, that's what it's all about for me, so I'm glad I could do that for you.
Oh, yes,
And
thank
thank
you.
you.
And then, for the people that are going to be listening to this afterwards, it's like, wow, I mean, I can't give a more better testimonial than, me being in tears, because it was so beautiful and so right and so bang on, and it really resonated with me, and wow.
Thank you.
But, yeah, that was so wonderful.
Good. Thank you for playing.
Oh, it was so much fun. Thank
Yeah. Have a wonderful weekend.
And putting that out there. What a contribution you are. That's fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
You too.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.